Shalom, Israel. How's everybody doing, man? Listen, my name is Priest Zaab from Lives of Israel. I'm here with my brother, Ron Dalton.
Shalom.
Listen, Israel, if you don't know this brother, please get to know this brother, man. This brother is the author, the architect of the movie Hebrews to Negroes. It's a good movie, man. It's a good documentary. It's a lot of information being put out there. And I'm honored to have this brother right here, man. So, listen, we're here at the premiere of part 2. And I know you got asked this question 1,000 times, but it's going to be 1,001. What moved you to do this documentary, brother?
Well, when I wrote my books, I wrote 4 books, and a lot of times I'll tell people, like, you need to check out my book. They will say, well, black people don't read books. You need to do like a movie. And when I thought about it, I was like, man, he's right. I mean, I can make a 1,000-page book. I can put out all these different books, but none of our people have the time to go through a 700-page book. So I said, well, nowadays the youth, they're into YouTube and Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and streaming movies and stuff on different platforms like Roku TV and Amazon Prime, all these different platforms. So I said I got to do a movie because that's the only way that a lot of our people are going to get this message. And even my parents, my parents and those in the Christian church, they really don't. They're too busy to have the time to take a book and read it. Because I tried to give them the books, but they didn't read it. But a lot of times our parents, they'll go to the movies and see Get Out or 12 Years a Slave or The Django or Exodus, Gods and Kings or Noah, and these different movies that they keep giving us. Whether it's a Christian movie, of course all the characters are white, or they give us a slave movie, like the new movie is coming out, Harriet. It's just if you do the research, the people that distributing these movies, they're Jewish controlled distribution companies. Universal, MGM, Columbia, Lionsgate, Bleecker Street, Focus Features, you just name it, you Google it, you follow the trail, you'll see that the Ashkenazi Jews are behind the distribution of these movies. And so it doesn't matter what black movie we have, it don't matter what black star we have in these movies, it don't matter if a black person has their own production film studio, because we know that a lot of black people have film studios. Tyler Perry, Oprah Winfrey, Will Smith, Ice Cube. I can just keep naming the list on and on and on. But at the end of the day, like Don Cheadle said, because he said that if you do a movie, the problem is you got to have a white person in the movie. Just like Black Panther, you would think that they really didn't need a Caucasian in that movie because Black Panther is all about Wakanda. It's in Africa. But they had to have the Caucasian guy in there playing some role, and he kind of like was the kind of hero figure in the end. And I just, when he said that, I was like, man, he's right. And this is the reason why you will not see a true movie depicting our true biblical history and coming to the big screen. You may have levels of minor distribution where you can maybe hit small local theaters that have theaters in different states, but not AMC, not Star, not just everybody in America. So, when I did the movie, of course I had big goals, big dreams to get the movie put in the theaters. Then I realized I had distribution. I called people, like, man, how do I get my movie to the movie theaters? They said, you got to get distribution. So I got in contact with some local Detroit filmmakers, and the people that they used, I called them up. Of course, they weren't black, they were white. And I said, I want to distribute my film. And of course, I learned the whole game on if they're going to have exclusive rights or non-exclusive rights, how they can control the statistics, how they control the money, how they control everything, basically. You just basically give them your movie, sign up your rights to them. They cut you your check every 3 months. They give you all the statistics. Yeah. They tell you everything. You just sit back and wait and say, okay, what do I get in 3 months? And that's the game. And unfortunately, when you go through Netflix, when you go through Vudu, because I've been through this. I don't know how I got through, but I got through an actual live person on Netflix, an actual live person on Vudu. And after talking to them, they were like, okay, we're gonna see if we can submit your film to be played on our platform. But then before he can go any further, he said, who's your distributor? And I said, I don't have a distributor. He's like, well, we can't do nothing unless you're a distributor. So it was then that I realized that you have to go through certain channels. And I've asked a lot of my film editors and videographers, I said, man, is there any black distribution companies? Is there any? And they were like, nah, it ain't none. And that's the problem that we have. I don't know if we could bypass that by going through Nollywood in Nigeria, but in Hollywood, you ain't gonna see a Hebrew Israelite movie without the Jewish people signing over on it, and they're not gonna sign over because what it's gonna do is gonna wake up the whole world to who we are and who they are, and that's the biggest nightmare of all time. That's like the virus that infects the mainframe, the Matrix, just like Terminator. You're trying to shut down the what's the name? That's it. That's like the Matrix.
Right.
When you have the Matrix, you have Neo and Morpheus.
Yeah.
Trying to break away from the system. This movie and other Hebrew Israelite movies is what will shut everything down. Because if they know that to control the people or the world, you gotta control religion, politics, and economics. Religion, politics, and economics. Politics, they control the government, they control the laws, they control the economy because they control the banking system, the IMF, the World Bank, the Federal Reserve, the African Developmental Bank. Even the ties that they have with other nations and the Asian Infrastructure Bank. When you look at religion plays a big role in how we believe in certain things, in prophecy, and how we even see who are the real people of Israel. Because you look at 3 Abrahamic religions, in the Quran, in the Bible, and in the Tanakh or the Torah, everybody has to accept that God has the children of Israel. The children of Israel will at one point be brought back to the land.
Right.
The Arabs know this, the Jews know this, and Christians know this. But everybody believes that the real children of Israel are those people in Israel.
All right, I got a question for you. You mentioned about different people like Tyler Perry, his studios, Ice Cube, this, that, the third. Even Master P, because Master P just released I Got the Hook Up Too.
Yep.
Right, and he's doing it somewhat independent. Now, I respect it. Where do you see the future for Israelite movies? Because we don't have no distributors. We don't have nobody backing us. All we got is ourselves. So where do you see Israelite movies? Because we're the next up to bat. You know what I mean? Because movies like what you're doing, the documentary, you know what I mean? Even movies like I did myself with Set Apart, and the next movie I'm doing also. It's like, even brothers like Brandon T. Jackson also. Where do you see us going?
Oh man, you know what? Sometimes I get discouraged because I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of celebrities that I see little comments on social media. Celebrities I'm not gonna name, but they know who we are.
That's right.
That's right. But of course, everybody's seen the Nick Cannon and Professor Griffith.
Yes.
Everybody knows that Brandon T. Jackson, he professes to be Israelite. And you have a lot of celebrities that are in the know. What's up? That are in the know. But you would think that with all their star power, all their connections, the film producers they know, the film studios they know, that they would plug brothers like myself and brother Zaab, right?
Yeah, Zaab.
Into that network, because really what we need is some sort of distribution. It doesn't have to be the highest level distribution.
Right.
Also funding. A lot of times when you see Queen Sugar and these different movies with Tyler Perry, Oprah Winfrey, they have a full-scale production company. They got top-of-the-notch, high-end camera equipment, videography. They got studios and everything. We're trying to do everything on a fly, a basement budget. But the movie Hebrews and Negroes, people probably think that I had an elaborate studio and everything, like what Jermaine Dupri and all these different people have. When they go to the studio, Puff Daddy, all these people, Master P. I'm sure they got a nice studio, but we don't have that. We have to work with what we got, and I think that we have to. One, as Israelites, you got to come together. We got to pull resources together. When we start asking people for donations to support different movies, whether it's through Kickstarter, Indiegogo, or GoFundMe,
that's right.
We have to get supporters. Now repeat this. Jason Black did the movie Race War. Yes. They showed it at the SBA Theater. They had police security, NYPD there. They allowed it to play. Hidden Colors 5 just played there recently. Tariq Nasheed, they had police. A lot of people was there. When I tried to get my movie to SBA theaters, they told me no. They actually said yes, and they had a date lined up and everything. We had tickets being sold. We actually sold tickets because we had a date set. They locked it in and said, "Oh yeah, you're good. You got a date. You're good. All you gotta do is figure out the contract and make payment." Mm-hmm. When it came time for like I said, okay, it's been like 2 weeks now. Like, where's the contract? I'm ready to make payment. I get it. The lady said, okay, well, let me make sure it's okay. So she went and talked to her higher-ups. The higher-ups researched Hebrews and Negroes, researched the website, researched the trailer, then got an email saying, oh, unfortunately, I'm sorry I have to do this, but we cannot allow you to show your movie at the SVA Theater.
Wow.
You know, see, and if you look at the backing, the financial crowdfunding backing that Hidden Colors got, and I'm not saying this to be envious of anybody, but if you look at, because a lot of these guys, they use Kickstarter, they use Indiegogo. If you go look at how much money they raised, it's like $20,000-$50,000.
Yeah.
$20,000-$50,000. $20,000-$50,000. That's a lot of money, and it doesn't. And I know for a fact it does not take that much money to do a short film or a documentary. Because I did Hebrews and Negroes 1 and 2, were way less than what these guys got.
Right.
But these movies are not telling us anything that we don't already know. We already know about white supremacy.
Exactly.
We already know about slavery. We already know about 1619 and black people defending themselves and bearing arms. We already know about this. We already know about black people saying that we Egyptians. They've been saying it for so long. You got all these black people claiming to be Egyptologists. They go into, I've been to Egypt 52 times. Look at this, look at this. This is your answer, this is our answer. We got to embrace our heritage. They're all telling lies because I can prove hands down that we're not Hamite Egyptians. We're not descendants of Ham from Mitzrayim in Egypt. We're not Cushite Nubians. So when they go over there and they say all this stuff, and then they get the funding to do these movies, and in these movies, black people are sitting down and they're saying, yeah, like the whole Bible is plagiarized by the ancient Egypt, ancient Kemet. That's our culture. That's our culture. No, it's not our culture. And the thing is, you have all these supporters, like Hidden Colors. They have all these different star-studded cast, Ice-T, and all these different people in it.
Yeah.
I don't know if they paid or not to do the movies, but we're doing movies based, with us, myself, Benea, Michael Israel, people we can get in front of the camera.
Right.
We're not celebrities. We just research. We know the truth. But still, at the same token, our people don't donate. They don't donate. Don't support. I mean, I'm sure you can ask for support. I can ask I can go on YouTube today, even Instagram, and say, can everybody, we're trying to do Christmas of Israel, we're trying to do Hebrews and Negroes 3, we're trying to do this. Can you guys please donate $5? Everybody that supports me and believes my mission, can you please donate? I can't even say $1 or $5. I can go home that night and look at my GoFundMe and the next morning and see that all those people did not donate $1.
Right. That's right.
And we could go we can go to McDonald's, we can go to KFC and get a bucket of chicken, we can go to Popeyes, we can go to the Golden Corral, we can go to the liquor store. We can spend way more than that, but when a brother asks you just to donate $1, $5, all you gotta do is get your credit card, go to GoFundMe and donate. We won't do it.
Yeah, you're right, brother.
And so to make movies, it takes time and money, and then to organize to get these movies distributed. You also got to have a committee. You got to have people that's boots on the ground. And see, the thing is, like with Hidden Colors, he didn't have all the movie theaters that he was showing the movie. He had select ones. So you have theaters that have chains in different states. So somehow, some way, he was able to distribute that network to where he can get his movie shown in these different theaters, maybe like 20 theaters all at the same time. And that's still better than just showing it at one theater and paying cash for one theater and then trying to get as many people you can at one theater.
Right.
So we got to figure out ways to bypass that. We know we can't bypass Jewish distribution because I got the hookup. I researched that too. I got the hookup. One was distributed by Miramax Films. Miramax, that's Weinstein, Harvey Weinstein.
That's Harvey.
He's an Ashkenazi Jew.
That's the perv.
So we all love Menace Society and Belly and Boys in the Hood. I got the hookup and the Williams brothers and all this sort of stuff. We like all this stuff, but we got to understand that there's bigger powers that's trying to suppress this information because they know how powerful it is.
That's right. Now, all right, you mentioned Hidden Colors, right? It's funny because we watch Hidden Colors. We're fans. We will watch anything that's bringing out any type of truth or information. We watch objectively. They don't mention Israel.
Never.
They never mention Israel, and I want to know, like, I know, but it's a rhetorical question. He knows who we are.
Yeah, he was on the Breakfast Club, and
Exactly.
they asked him, "What's the solution?" He said, "Well, we got to understand our identity. We got to understand who we are."
Right.
But then they don't go further.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the thing, because I believe he wants to keep his reach so wide. If you start saying that we're Hebrew Israelites, it narrows his reach. Because a lot of people who got the money, they love that what you call Egyptology foolishness. Mm-hmm. They're not waking our people up. And they have the money. They got the reach of the people. So he wants, in my opinion, he wants to keep it as broad as possible because that's where the money is. If you start narrowing it down to the truth, not saying we don't have that reach or that money, but I believe that if he starts to narrow it down, then it's going to take away from a lot of supporters, a lot of people saying, hold on, brother, I thought we was this, I thought we was that, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? So I think that that's the problem. But the solution, I see Israel growing by the grace of the Most High God. I see Israel growing, and I see the people who's coming into the truth, I see them having a voice. So by you blazing the trail with your documentary, brother, I think that's a good thing, because we need to look and see the truth amongst ourselves, man. We can't look to Esau, like you said, movies like Gods of Egypt and all that, where you show the Egyptians as white, but you never show the Israelites. And we know who made Egypt great. Israel. But you never showed us that, you know what I mean? So I think movies like what you're doing, brother, your documentary, and brothers who want to see this and follow, I think it's a great service, and I think that's something that we all need to see, because that's going to inspire us, you know what I mean? Because nobody's doing that.
I want to say one thing. I mean, he mentioned Egypt, and real talk. Like, I know.
By the way, brother Benai, if you want to get in at any time, man. Okay, no doubt. All right. All praises.
I know Sarnetter, and you got the Egyptologists talk about this Egypt stuff, but repeat this. Now, I don't know why these guys haven't contacted me, because I'll be willing to debate any Egyptologist to prove that us African Americans, Israelites, were not descendants of Egypt. Now, repeat this. A guy contacted me. He said I'm half Nuba and half Luo. I'm half Nuba and half Luo. Nuba-Luo, the Luo tribe in Kenya, the Nuba tribe. He said that according to our ancestry and from my great grandfather, my forefathers, we are from the royal Egyptian lineage. I said, I know, I already knew all this stuff. So their bloodline, their DNA is not the same as ours. Their cranial structure is not the same as ours.
So I have a question, Ron. Let's get right down into it. Because I'm going to send this to Sarnetter. You know me and Sarnetter, we have a good relationship. You already know. So I'm going to send it to him, right? You said you're willing to debate anybody to prove that we are not Egyptians.
Of course.
You stand on that?
I stand on that.
I'm going to send this to Sarnetter. Yes, go for it, brother.
They go and look at the pyramids, they say, look at their color, they're black just like us. But
Right.
They don't dig up the skeletons, they don't dig up the skulls, they don't test the DNA of the people that actually say that they're descendants of the royal Egyptians. Now we know that you had the Libyan dynasty, the Libyans that ruled the Egyptian dynasty.
That's right.
The Nubian Kushites like King Taharka that ruled a certain dynasty, the Kushite Nubians in Sudan. And we know about the Assyrians coming to Egypt. We know about the real Egyptians ruling over Egypt. When you look at tribes like the Beja tribe, the Aprart tribe, the Somalians, the Allura, the Nuba, the Shiluk, the Anuak, the Dinka, you look at the Luo tribe, because Obama's father was from the Luo tribe. Historically, going way back, you'll see that the Luo tribe, and including the Maasai tribe, they had the DNA of the ancient Egyptians and ancient Kushite Nubians.
Right.
Their DNA is not like our DNA, and I can prove with the cranial structure of the face, the angles of the face, the jaw, the maxilla, the mandible, even the teeth pattern, even the melanodosis, even the hair. I mean, there's so many things, so many ways you can prove that the Negro is different than the people over in East Africa, the North and North. Of course, we know the white Arabs are not the real Egyptians of Egypt, but we can prove that we are not the Egyptians, and I think that they're scared because because I've seen Anthony Bowder and Henry Clark and all these different people, they keep saying we Egyptians, but they never bring any other evidence to prove this stuff. Why is our DNA found in Israel? Why is our DNA found in Egypt? Why is our DNA found in mass numbers in Egypt and then going into the new kingdom period? So you have the old kingdom, the middle kingdom, new kingdom. After the middle kingdom period, our DNA starts to disappear. Then our DNA starts to reappear in Egypt after the 1st century AD, after the second temple Jerusalem fell. A lot of times you'll see what happened was that a lot of Israelites went into Egypt, into Africa, into the heart of Africa, way back when Jeremiah lived. That was what they did. But then after the fall of the second temple, a lot of Israelites, they knew Egypt, so they went back into Egypt. So that's why you see their DNA pop back up, poof, back into Egypt after the 1st century 70 AD. And if you ask a lot of Bantus, Negro people in Africa, you say, where do your people come from? They're either going to say Egypt or Sudan, or they're going to say Israel, or they're going to say northeast. You just follow the Nile, go north, and then go east. If you follow the Nile and go north and go east, you're going to Israel. And some of them even say, I had a guy tell me from Guinea, I said, where do you come from? He said, Canaan. That was direct words, Canaan. I said, Canaan? He says, yes. I said, Israel? He says, yes. I said, you're the real Israelites? He says, yes. So a lot of them over there know. They know, and their DNA is the same as our DNA. Their DNA does not match up with the mummies in Egypt. So yeah, we really got a lot of serious work to do. And because of, I believe, I don't know who's distributing Tariq and all these other movies coming out, but it's amazing that Israelite movies like myself and yours, we have to battle to try to get these movies out to the masses. And of course, you got Vimeo, you got Amazon, you got Vudu, you got Netflix. Of course, you got the theaters, you got film festivals, and there's a lot of things behind that too as well, because not a lot of people are willing to allow these movies to play. And last thing I want to say, and I think I've mentioned this, the movie theaters in Michigan, any movie theater in the world you go to, they have a period of time, at least in Michigan, that you can sit down before the lights turn off and the movie starts, that they show little ads. You know, like doctors, dentists can talk about their office, whatever, lawyers. You can either do a picture or you can do a video. And it's usually 30 seconds. Tell me why the movie ad company in Michigan, they say, oh, all you need is a 30-second video, MP4. That's all you got to do, and pay us $400 and we can show your ad every week. Every week, 4 weeks in a month. We got 20 screens in the theater. We got 560 spins. In each theater, you might have 400 people. So 400 people times 20 screens times 560 times 4 weeks. You do the math. How many eyeballs is going to be looking at a commercial, a 30-second commercial talking about the Hebrews and Negroes? You want to know the true identity of so-called Negro, the true identity of the people in the world today as it pertains to the Bible? Check out the movie Hebrews and Negroes. Now, I didn't mention the word Jew. I didn't mention the word Judaism. I didn't mention the word Islam, Christianity. I didn't mention the word Israel. They still said no. They still said the answer is no, sir. We cannot play your ad. It's amazing.
Right. And I believe Jason also mentioned that too. Brother Jason Black, when he was doing, I'm not sure if it was 7 a.m. or Gentrified. He tried to get a billboard, and then they gave him the runaround, whatever the case may be. But when it comes to dealing with waking our people up, it's always going to be a pushback. Now, my question to you is this: what is the plan? What is your company's name? What is your production?
I go under the company, the Negro Network.
The Negro Network.
Negro Network, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so for the Negro Network, what is the plan to try to reach the people who are not in the fold? Because you know what Christ said, them that are not sick, they don't need a physician, right? Mm-hmm. So what is the plan to reach the people stuck on love and hip hop? They stuck on all the worldly foolishness, Instagram, all that stuff. What is the plan to reach them? You know what I mean? Because sometimes knowledge is too high for a fool. It's only some people who's gonna gravitate to Hebrews and Negroes, the ones who want to learn. What is the plan for the average, run-of-the-mill Joe Schmo going about his life on Instagram every day, blah blah blah? What is the plan to try to reach those brothers and sisters also?
Well, I mean that's a tough thing, but see what I believe is, if we really had true unification, you look at the Chitlin Circuit. The Chitlin Circuit was a way that black actors and entertainers and comedians, musicians, they could travel and showcase their skills in different places like the Fox Theater, Apollo Theater, and word of mouth spread so that everybody knew Aretha Franklin's coming, the Jackson 5 was coming, and they packed the whole place out. And this was in the days of segregation, when we had to support ourselves and we wanted to see black music, black comedy, black musicians. So I think that it starts off really first with true unification. Now I know that's hard in Israel to get all of the Israelite camps and assemblies, even if you're non-Messianic. I mean, I talked to some guys that are non-Messianic. There's like international boards of rabbis in New York City, Chicago. They may be non-Messianic, but the message of the movie, if you pay attention to it, I'm not debating doctrine. I'm not talking about the New Testament of Paul. I'm strictly addressing the Scripture, the Old Testament, and showing the foundation of who we really are. Because everybody at the end of the day, the Hebrew Israelites, they all believe that we're the children of Israel. Mm-hmm. So that's one thing we have in common. But yet, we find a barrier getting all the Israelites to support. Because all the Israelites, they have families that are in Christianity. They have families that may not be in religion, and they just go to work, come home, watch Love and Hip Hop. You know, the stuff that black people typically do. And all it could take is those guys to go pass out flyers, show them the trailer, send out an email, a text, whatever, just to get the word out. But we also had to find out a way to not have the fear to try to go to these churches. And I'm still trying to figure out a way to address these churches without being disrespectful to the pastor, because a lot of these churches, they have a lot of power too. And I'm working on that right now. Actually, I'm working on that right now with some Christian networks that are interested in the movie. They've seen the movie, they want to know more about it, they want to get the word out. And then the other thing is, I'm staying more relevant on YouTube. Unfortunately, we know that the Jews control social media, but unfortunately, YouTube and Facebook and Instagram are the only tools really that I know of to get the word out to the world. Otherwise, I'm just in Michigan, in Detroit. I have an email blast list that I can email blast different things coming up. But aside from that, it's really marketing, advertising costs money. Marketing, advertising costs money, and we got to have investors, we got to have supporters that are willing to give us the money that we can use towards marketing and advertising. It may not be in Michigan that they can show these ads, but I do know that you can get a poster, because at the end of the day, money talks. And in Michigan, you can get a poster, it's going to cost you a lot of money. You can get radio time and get time to be interviewed and have radio time on the air, but it costs money to do this. And unfortunately, you know, doing a 30-second commercial and paying $2,000 to let it run for a week or two, it costs money, but you don't know if it's really going to hit the people now. But unfortunately, TV, music, I mean, these episodic series, I mean, all these things are tools for marketing and advertising. And we just really got to try to break that barrier. That's really the only way I see it reaching the millions, is by hitting the same avenues that the Jews and everybody else use to show us these movies.
So, brother, if the people want to reach you, to donate, or just reach out to you, where can they find you at?
They can email me at HebrewsToNegroes@yahoo.com. Hebrews to Negroes at yahoo.com. They can go to www.thenegronetwork.com. They can scroll down, and there's ways to buy my DVDs. The first 2 DVDs, you can also have 3 links to donate, like PayPal, Cash App, and GoFundMe. My Cash App is $Hebrews, the number 2, Negroes. Also, if you just type in the word Hebrews to Negroes on Google, the first thing should be the Negro Network. Those are 2 main ways. You can email me, go to the website. I got a subscribe list, and I also got a contact us list. You can just put your email in, and then I get the email, and I can reach back out to you.
All praises, brother. I want to thank you, brother, for inviting us out here. Listen, man, I'm a fan of your work.
I'm a fan of this brother's work. You know what? When I seen this brother, because Priest Daniel Allah,
yeah,
he shouted out your movie and my movie at the same time, the same video.
This brother right here,
yeah, Priest Daniel Allah.
All praises, man. All praises, man.
Yeah, I want to thank this brother.
We need these brothers, man.
This brother is real about helping his family, helping Israel. That's what it's all about. Helping your brother, and that's one of the greatest 2 commandments. And when I seen the video he did about my movie and his movie, I said, man, I didn't know it was another Hebrew Israelite movie. I said, let me check it out. And I seen it was on Vimeo, because he shouted it out. I went to Vimeo immediately that same day. I purchased it. I supported the brother. I didn't say, well, I got to pay $9 or $5 to watch the movie. I said, it's only $9. I mean, my movie's like $9. Let me watch it. So I watched it, put my headphones on, watched the whole thing. And I said, wow. I said, this guy actually, I know he went to a lot of trouble to do that. To get the camera, have the angles, have the audio, have the actors, all that. Just to show us that there's a different thing, there's a different way outside of Christianity, because now with this Hebrew awakening, people want to know, like, what's up with these people worship on the Sabbath? Why are you talking about the Sabbath and not eating pork and following the law, statutes, and commandments? And this brother did a nice movie with actors. Like, I haven't done that yet, and I got to talk to him and see how we can collaborate, because people want to see those kind of movies too. You have the actors as well. So hopefully in the future, we exchange numbers.
Y'all collaborate. That'd be
we got celebrities like Michael Israel. We got Benaya Israel. We got Priest Daniel Allah. We got Bashar. We got Zariak. We got Zion Lex and Divine Prospect. We got a whole host of Israelites that a lot of people follow on YouTube. I had a guy 2 days ago. He was a former Marine, former police from down south. And he was like, man, you know, the way I woke up to the truth was that Brother Hashar, the mighty Hebrew. And I was like, I respect our brothers. I'm ex-military. I'm an ex-police officer. And I said, wow. I said, each one of us is affecting people in our own way. Okay. People follow me. People follow Spiritual Combat. They follow Priest Daniel Allah, B'nai Israel. So we all play a big part in this awakening. So what everybody does is valid and it's crucial, and it's all part of Yah's great master plan. So I just want to see more support, more people doing like what Priest Daniel Allah is doing. He supported this event today. He went on YouTube and started talking about it. You don't see other people doing it. You don't see GOCC, IUIC, other assemblies, other camps. You don't see people talking about different events, different movies. Like I hear not a lot of people talk about my movie, and even when you had your movie. More people should know about his movie. I don't understand that. I don't understand. Like, we're supposed to be Hebrews, and you got Hebrews out here doing movies. And if I ask a Hebrew, have you seen the movie Apart? They're like, no. If I ask, I can ask a Hebrew, have you seen Hebrews News? No, I don't know anything about that. That's a shame. That's a shame.
I had people on the comment boards on when I spoke about this video like, what's that? I'm like, damn man, y'all didn't hit me. Yeah, right. Like, what are you talking about? How do you not know?
Right.
And I bet you a lot of y'all that said that you went to see Hidden Colors. I told y'all, shame on you if you were a Hebrew Israelite and you saw Hidden Colors and you didn't see Hebrews and Negroes, or you didn't see Set Apart. Shame on you. Shame on you.
Listen, man, we gotta stick together because we all we got, man. Thank you, brother, man. It's a pleasure. I'm here. We're gonna support your movie. I believe this is a family thing, man. You know what I'm saying? If the camera could pan around, we got brothers here from different congregations and whatnot. It's a beautiful thing, man.
Go back on him, end it out, bro.
We just want to say all praises to the Heavenly Father, Most High, man. I want to thank this brother here for his work. Brother, your work is appreciated in the community, man.
100%.
Thank you. All praise to the Most High God, man.
That's good.
Shalom, King.
What's good?